Steve.
Raymond.
Dude, we are coming to the end
End of
of our
what,
season.
Ray?
Of our season.
Of season what?
Season 2 of the Two Joke Minimum podcast.
Season 2 of the Two Joke Minimum podcast?
Yeah, so just so everybody knows, right off the bat, this is our penultimate episode of the season. Next week we'll be coming in with our season finale with a very special guest that I'm still working on. But I can't tell, but this will be our second to last, and I don't know. Maybe we should we should consider doing like a season recap episode. Maybe
we could do that, dude. Like that. I don't know. Yeah. I can tell you. I don't know what we're gonna do. I don't know who we're gonna have on. I can tell you it's going to be better than this the season finale of season 7 of Game of Thrones.
Oh yeah, well that's really easy.
It's not going to be as good as the season finale of season 8 of Breaking Bad, their final episode.
That was a good episode.
Yeah, that was pretty. Cool.
You know the greatest season finale, series finale. Well, that's a season. Those are series finales. This is a season finale. We're not stopping. So just so everybody knows, we're gonna come out with this episode and then one after that, and then we're gonna take a little break.
And we're gonna talk about how we can make the show better, what we can do for you. If you have any ideas, you want to let us know what you would like us to talk about, who you would like us to talk to, any questions you want us to ask, all of that good stuff. If you want to hear me eating a grapefruit while we record, I could make that happen.
That's very sexual. That's really hot. I've heard that, folks. It's life changing.
Watermelon sugar.
Yeah, I just want to get us to the point, hopefully, where we can just start doing live because people need to see your mustache. I gotta admit, that mustache is coming in good.
I like it now. Honestly, like last week, I was like, I'm not feeling this mustache anymore, and then this week, I don't know what happened. It's just,
it's like overnight. It just filled in. It's like really amazing. Yeah, that's feeling good. Now, though. And if we were live on video, the people of this world could see your gorgeous mustache.
Dude, also my hair is getting pretty long. I might just do a full mullet and mustache.
Oh,
that's called the muumuu.
Well, until you can get to this level here, Steve, until you can get to that.
I don't need all that. I'll let you have that. I'll let you have that, all that lettuce.
Dude, it's like trying to sleep when you feel like there's like a mop trying to attack you. It's terrible. But
yeah, I do know what that's like.
But we're gonna be doing our season finale next week, and then we'll be off for about a month, and then we are gonna come right back at you with season 3 that we are really excited for.
It's gonna be hot.
Hopefully, fingers crossed, maybe sometime next year things will get back to normal, and we'll maybe even be able to get back in studio. But
it's gonna be until steaming hot pods.
Yes,
it's gonna be a steaming hot pile of pod.
But we will get there, and we had our most successful month last month as far as
beautiful.
Downloads.
Thank you all who listened.
Yes,
shout out Jeff King for sure for blowing us up.
Yes, and we're really excited for the future. We've got some plans coming up. We're growing ever so steadily, but we are growing, and we want to thank you all.
We're trying, dude. We're trying our best.
Absolutely.
We're just not very good at it.
But now that we've gotten that out of the way, we're going to come back, and we have a great episode today. It's with our good friend Leo Konopka. Who is a Baltimore comic. He has an open mic every Monday at Zen West in Towson, right off of York Road. And he's been doing these great shows called House Rules that we'll talk about. Steve was on the very first one.
I was one of the very first contestants of the very first one.
That's right.
So,
and then
pretty special.
I was on one, I think I was on the second one. He did have a great show coming up in Annapolis in January, but unfortunately that's not going to happen. But those shows are really awesome. And plus he's been blowing up on Twitch and TikTok. Check out this great episode with Leo. And then stay tuned next week for our season finale of Two Joke Minimum podcast.
It's going to be good.
With our special guest, To Be Determined.
To be determined. Check out To Be Determined on.
But in the meantime, enjoy us with Leo.
Enjoy.
I don't know. I have a very addictive personality, so I will spend, 16 hours straight playing a single video game till 7:30 a.m.
What game are you playing?
Cyberpunk 2077.
What is that?
It is an RPG. It's like free roam. You get to run around and shit and like pick your own decisions and like I don't know. The whole world is cool as fuck. Like you have it's 2077. Elon Musk. This isn't really what happened, but like somebody came up with like implants and like being able to upgrade your body parts and you can upgrade your eyes and your hands and shit and like the cyber net is huge and people can get hacked and like it's so much and it's so dope.
So you're just like a cyborg and you're like upgrading yourself and you're going around fighting bad guys?
Pretty fucking much, yeah.
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 What's like
I could go for that. I could go for being a cyborg.
I would love to be a cyborg.
Yeah,
dude.
Keanu Reeves is like a big part of the game.
What?
Yeah, it's so dope. You also get to choose how big your penis is when you start off making your character.
That's not true.
I swear to God.
No, they give you a dick size.
You get a dick size. You can choose whatever you want.
I
made it as big as possible. I could have fed a village. The problem was the pants that I was wearing. The game's new, so it's glitchy. So his dick was just out the entire time.
What the fuck?
Yeah.
I would have gone with a super small dick to make me more aerodynamic.
Oh, you could also pick circumcised or uncircumcised as well.
What?
Yeah.
Can you get like a cyborg dick? It's like a piston. It's like...
No, but you do. I have you get to use dildos as weapons, and I beat the shit out of people with them.
What the hell is this game?
Dude, it's so fun.
It sounds fantastic.
How much acid do you have to do to like make a game like this and still be able to code? That's pretty impressive.
Yeah.
It's a fun game. You don't have to do acid to have an imagination, dude.
Also, when's this podcast start?
We've started.
We're rolling, baby.
Sick.
We're rolling.
I don't miss.
We do an intro. We'll record an intro beforehand, but no, we've already started. So what is Keanu? I'm curious. What is Keanu Reeves' role in this game?
So he, all right. So like 50 years before 2077, he's like this rock star who's like super anti-capitalist, hates every fucking thing that involves it. Pretty much, he blows up this main part of this organization, and upon doing that, he gets like captured, and his memories and his soul, quote unquote, get downloaded into this really fancy chip. And you're in a mission 50 years later where they still have that chip in this important area where it's like all the money and the people know like are fucking important. And they take the chip and they had to put it in their head because, long story short, they had to save the chip, make sure the chip didn't get damaged. The case it was in got fucked. They were like, all right, put it in your fucking head because if it's out and it touches air, it'll fucking break immediately type thing. So you put it in your head, then you got Keanu Reeves in your fucking head and he's going buck wild. You're like, dude, I'm just trying to fucking live my life. And he's like, no, dude. And like, then you got to figure out who you're going to side with to get him the fuck out of your head. But you sometimes get along, sometimes you don't. And it's a really dope concept, honestly.
I think if you had Keanu Reeves in your head, it would just be a lifetime of hearing somebody in your head going, whoa. Like that would be the whole Keanu Reeves thing.
I guess it depends on which Keanu you get.
Yeah. Well, Keanu Reeves is the worst actor in the world that somehow makes really awesome movies.
Dude, he's just a presence, bro. Like he's just a force of nature. Like you see him on screen and you're like, whoa.
But he can't act. And I think like that's why the Wick movies.
How dare you?
No, he can't act. But the Wick
How fucking dare, bro.
I'm sorry, he can't act.
Dude. Okay. First off,
there's a reason why the Wick movies and the Matrix movies are so popular. Because if you really pay attention, he barely talks.
Good.
There's more to acting than talking.
They figured.
I don't need to watch, dude. No. Just fucking action, baby.
That means he's cracked the code. They figured out the Keanu code. Because back in the 90s, he was making movies like Speed and all that shit where they were giving him dialogue. And like he made a fucking Shakespearean movie. And if you've ever seen it, it is what you would imagine what Keanu Reeves would be if he was doing Shakespeare. It was that bad. But you give him a gun and just tell him, just say whoa every now and again. And
he doesn't say whoa once in the John Wick movies, though.
Whoa.
I'm pretty sure he does. He has to.
He definitely does not.
He has to.
Admittedly speaking,
that's his Arnold's "I'll be back." Okay, that's his catchphrase.
I will agree with you, though. I'll agree with you that so he's not like himself in the game at all. He's like this almost bipolar-esque fucking hard ass, smart ass, and it's kind of awkward because that's not the vibe you get from Keanu Reeves at all. You know what I mean? Like when you think of Keanu Reeves, you think of somebody who's like mildly docile. However you fucking say that word.
I thought you were just about to say mildly retarded. I thought you were about to say that. I thought you were about to say that.
Nah, dude, this is my first podcast. So I can't throw any R's, N's, or ends with hard R's. I'm just keeping it at bay, you know?
You can throw whatever you want out, dude. Just be you.
I just get it.
You start running off like Asian slurs or something.
They say he's a really cool dude, like in real life, though.
Yeah, dude, my favorite. Like,
there's all kinds of stories of like. Good.
One of my favorite like quotes from the original John Wick, dude, is fucking Keanu. He goes, "People keep asking me if I'm back. Well, I'm guessing I'm back.
I'm back."
Like after he's all tied up on a chair and like he somehow beats 8 dudes up while he's tied to a chair. It's fucking sweet. And he drives away in a sweet muscle car.
I get so insecure because I don't remember movies or movie quotes for shit.
Really?
Yeah, I swear to Zeus. I can't. My bad. Give me 1 second. Try to mute this fucking phone.
I swear to Zeus. I swear to Thor, bro.
I have all my friends back home. They could like just rattle off all of these movie quotes all the time, and I'm always stuck there like, fuck, I'm not good at this.
Some people take it too far. Some people, that's the only thing they can do is just rattle off movie quotes. And like, that's fun. But also, who are you? You know, like what do you have to say? Don't quote to me. I want to know who you are. Tell me something. Tell me an original Leo thought.
Fuck yeah. I like that. Yeah.
I don't like quotes are cool. I think they're fun, but I don't want you to just be quoting stuff to me the whole time, you know?
Yeah, I think you're either really good at that pattern recognition or like overall creativity. Pick a lane, daddy.
Right. Pick a lane.
That.
Or Steve, if they watch that many movies that they can quote them, they probably don't have the ability to come up with their own quotes. Like,
that's what I was thinking.
It's a bit extreme. Like right. I like movies, but you know, if you spend your whole day quoting movies, and then life has passed you by.
100%. I remember one distinctly. If you guys know this one, you're the shit. But the only one I really remember is, this is so stupid, but it's, "Get that cone out of my face."
Yes, dude. I fucking love From Nacho Libre, bro.
Oh my god.
Yes, dude. I like love that movie so much. Get that cone out of my face. Because it's that's like Jack Black's like best line in that whole movie.
Yes.
Get that corn out of my face. And then the dude like nunchucks the corn into the guy's eyeball.
Also, I said this a minute ago, but happy birthday, Stephen Baxley.
Oh yeah, it's Baxley's birthday.
You know what? I saw that post, Leo.
Which one, dude?
The one you posted about Stephen Baxley. Right. And then Jeff King came back with a very savage comment back to you. Steve, I sent it to you. I sent because I sent it to Steve. I said, "Steve, check your phone." I sent you the pic, because Leo kind of you took like a half-ass stab at them, like, and then Jeff King came back with thunder.
Yes.
Are you looking at it, Steve?
Yeah, dude, Jeff King is my guy.
So, people who don't know, I have a DUI and can't drive. So the story is just real quick. I was drinking with Shane Gillis and his opener, Chris O'Connor, and we were at Magooby's until like 4:30 a.m. just drinking nonstop. And it was just ended up being me and Chris O'Connor, his opener. And we're sitting there, we're just hitting it off, shooting the shit. I'm a door guy at Magooby's. I'm feeling like, dude, this is my fucking time to build a relationship. And we're having, it's like nothing's forced and nothing's awkward, and giggle, reciprocating conversation well. And we look at the clock, we're like, dude, it's fucking 4:30. And the bartender's like, "You're good. You can stay as long as you want. I'm having fun." I think he's all coked up, you know? And I don't do blow, but I look like it. Anyway, so I was like, fuck, I gotta go home. My girlfriend at the time was blowing my phone up. She goes, "You're out fucking somebody else right now." I'm like, I fucking wish. Anyway, so I drive home. I'm fucking 10 and 2-ing, one eye closed, and cop pulled me over, and he's like, "All right, you're definitely fucked up." I'm like, "Man," and he put the cuffs on me.
So wait, this is before they tested you? Like Like he just walked up to the car and said, "Yeah, you're fucked up."
Yeah, he knew I was fucked up. I was fucked, dude. I was literally looking at him with one eye closed. I was like, I have something in my eye. He was like, yeah, right. And then he made me walk the line, and I was like, I got a bad knee. He's like, what are you, 70? You know, like they take me to the precinct. I have my work shirt on at the time. It says McGoobies on my titty. He points at my shirt and he's like, "Who's your favorite?" I'm like, what are you talking about? This cop's just pointing at my shirt. He's like, "Who's your favorite?" I'm like, "You motherfucker, if you let me out of here." He was like, I'm like, all right, whatever. Yeah, DUI. Hard DUI. Hard as fuck.
That sweet joke didn't get you out of it?
No, but he laughed.
Damn, dude.
Yeah.
When if you go to trial, can I go? I want to hear this testimony in court.
Not to throw any digs, but my lawyer was actually a fellow comedian, and I thought I'd be able to get out of something, but
was it law?
That'd be funny. That'd be really funny if my lawyer was named Law. No, it was a different comedian though.
Oh wait, no. Who's the guy that is actually a lawyer?
We're not gonna talk about that.
All right, whatever, dude. We don't need to name drop your lawyer. You're right. What did they pull you over for though? Were you speeding or were you just swerving?
Speeding, yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How fast were you going?
Like 27 over and like a 40.
Jesus.
Not a big deal.
Yeah, no worries, dude. Yeah, you're only doing 70 miles an hour in a 40.
Oh yeah, not 67, but you know, it's just math.
It's just math, dude. It's just math.
Yeah.
Dude, I almost got a DUI once. Almost. I was in Morgantown, West Virginia, and I was out drinking with some of my army buddies, and we decided to hit Taco Bell, but it was like 5 a.m. and Taco Bell was already closed, and the cops pulled me over for speeding. I was doing like 5 miles over, like nothing.
What?
And they stopped me in the Taco Bell parking lot, and the guy, like, we all like hand him our driver's licenses and military IDs because we're like, we're gonna get the fuck out of this with the military ID, you know, because you got to play that card. And they put me through the whole sobriety test. They breathalyzed me, and then at the end of it, the guy was just like, "Look, you seem like a good dude. I'm not gonna ruin your life tonight. Just I don't want to see this. I'm gonna be around. I don't want to see your car leave before 10 a.m. tomorrow." And I was like, "That is a deal. That is a fucking deal." And then he called me a cab, and we made love later.
Oh, dude, you guys kissed on the lips. I love a happy ending.
Nice.
Under over on percentage decrease of, let's just say 5% decrease since Taco Bell changed their menu for DUIs. What do you think? What do you think that the math is going to be on that?
It's definitely a decrease because their grilled cheese burrito is good, but it's not as good as the quesarito. And I'm not going to risk my life for that.
I'm white trash, and I love the dollar menu, and they fucking destroyed it. It's blasphemous.
What did they take off the dollar menu?
The chicken quesadillas, the dollar ones.
Oh yeah,
dude, I would buy like 7 of them and just gorge myself and just have heartburn for days. It was amazing.
Dude, drunk Taco Bell is the best.
It's the best, but I guarantee them change
the only time
menu.
you can eat it. Like if you're sober, you can't eat Taco Bell.
I can eat Taco Bell sober.
Oh, dude. Like, Leo, you got to make some better life choices, buddy. I mean, come on now. This is coming from the fat guy in the room, all right?
It's 12:15 p.m. and I have not gone to bed yet because I was playing video games. I have a highly addictive personality.
Yeah, but I was never worried about you until you just said I eat Taco Bell when I'm sober. That was it.
Dude,
like
I have to fight
you just described your DUI and everything else, and I was like, yeah, he's a normal guy. I eat Taco Bell when I'm sober. Okay, that's a cry for help. Like Leo needs real therapy now.
We're gonna do a Taco Bell intervention right now.
No, we're not. Well, here's the thing. Since they changed the menu, fuck Taco Bell. Like, I guarantee in 2 years, you go to Taco Bell, they're like, hey, can I get whatever the fuck you guys have? And they're like, what do you want? And you're like, let me get a taco. Like, we don't have it. I'm like, all right, let me get some fucking water. Like, well, we don't have that either. Like, what the fuck are you guys good for? Oh, you're a piece of shit. Okay, thanks. Have a good day. Like, that's what the fuck they're going to be good for in 2 years.
Yeah, Taco Bell, and the other one is Denny's. Denny's, you have to be drunk to eat at, because otherwise you would actually realize that what you're eating is Denny's.
Yeah, well, it's also because like Denny's is like a 5 a.m. kind of meal. Like that's after the bars have kicked you out.
Yeah.
Like, what is open? It's only Denny's.
Well, there used to be one near me in Gaithersburg.
Or Double T.
And it was the only thing open. There was no Double T diners or anything like that around this, so it was just Denny's. And if you could go there and eat and then see so many fights. So many drunken fights. It was great. Like you would have to dodge fights just to get to park your car.
That does sound fun.
It was insane.
It
Was also that Denny's where one time I was eating and someone noticed that something on my plate was moving.
Oh.
Yeah, something was moving. It was like a larva or something.
Disgusting.
And the waitress comes up and we call the waitress over and she looks at it and she goes, "Oh, look at that," and just took the plate.
Ugh.
And then she came back and she goes, "I talked to my manager and we'll only charge you half for that."
Yeah, I maybe kiss half my butt cheek too, bitch.
No, that's called I'm not paying for that fucking shit. Are you 100%. Kidding me?
Yeah, dude, you put worms in my omelet. Fuck off.
And oh my God, if you went to that Denny's during carnival time, because the fairgrounds were right next door, if you've ever wanted to see carnies outside of a carnival and just give up on society, you would go to that Denny's. Carnival people are the scariest human beings on the planet.
Like I applied to work at a carnival.
Did you really?
Yeah, they shot me down.
Oh, I had my girlfriend at the time. We had just been out partying. She was drunk and high, and her and a carny, some guy wearing like mascara and that, had a conversation that I can only describe.
Okay, first off, it wasn't a guy. Make sure you use the proper pronouns.
I don't know. This is the 90s. We didn't have that shit back then.
Just call him a carny. Okay. Who were you dating that was drunk and high? She sounds fun.
She
I don't
want
like
to talk about that in the air. But yeah, no, she was a girl that I was dating at the time, and she greatest drinker I've ever saw in my life, by the way. She weighed like 100 pounds, but she can outdrink any human alive. That's not an exaggeration. But she had this conversation with this carny that I can only describe as in their carny language. Like you couldn't understand anything either one of them was saying, but yet they understood each other.
Like they were just talking about Ferris wheels and ball tosses?
No, it would be like, she'd be like, and he'd be like, and just like this weird language that the two of them had somehow just made up in that brief encounter.
Well, that's just how drunk people talk.
But they clearly understood each other. It was creepy.
Have you ever seen babies having a conversation? Like they're not actually forming words, but they're like pretending to have a conversation. It was probably just
those are creatures without fully formed brains.
Yeah,
exactly.
So are the carnies.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's okay. I'll give you that.
Dude. The only time I've ever been to a fucking circus was when I was a kid, and I had to go take a shit in the porta potty. And some older kids thought it was a good idea to shake it when I was in there, and I've never been to a circus since.
Hell yeah!
But you've been to a porta potty since, right?
Oh, for sure. I've had some fun at porta potties.
So, but wasn't you
had fun in a porta potty?
Yeah.
When I was 16, they were doing new construction down the street, and I was a bad kid, and my family didn't let me invite any girls over to hang out because I got caught getting little handy hands. And that porta potty would be our hangout spot, and I would get some relaxation in there.
Yeah, you get a little top in the porta potty.
100%.
A little brain.
Yeah, a little head on the head.
That's gnarly. That's pretty gnarly.
That's actually pretty gross. Actually, I can't think of a more.
What do you think that girl's doing now?
She has a small business. She has her law degree. No bullshit. I'm not joking.
Oh wow.
She has her law degree. She has a small business. She's also working like a decent job on top of that. So she's 25. She's 25, making like 125K a year.
Oh fuck yeah.
Yeah, she's killing it.
She's crushing it. That's awesome. Yeah. Well, she's a go-getter.
Yeah,
she knows what she wants.
And she's fucking cute.
She wants to give you a little puff.
Yeah, I was the worst part of her life.
Definitely. Gotta be.
Yeah.
Where are you from?
I was born in Jersey, moved to Maryland, moved to Delaware, then back to Maryland.
Okay.
Just like all sense. Over for like just white trash shit, just jumping from house to house until you figure your life out.
He's just pulling the full mid-Atlantic trifecta.
And then you just washed up in Baltimore? What are you doing here?
So let's see. So I graduated high school 17, and I was just fucking dumb. I was dumb and angry. And I had a lot of
I know that feeling.
Yeah. And I didn't know what I wanted to do, but I knew I wanted to do something. So I was overwhelmed with anxiety. It's like so fucking bad. Yes. And I was going to join the military. I signed papers with the military. I sworn in. I did all this shit.
Yep. That's how.
And And I went to this party, and it was like all my fucking cool friends that were already in for a year. And it's so Obama's president during this story.
Yes.
There's inflatable Obamas everywhere, and there's like 60 dudes at this party, and it's all dudes from the military. And I'm the only guy there who wasn't in the military. And there was like literally 2 chicks. It was 2 chicks and 60 dudes. Like that's what we're looking at.
Mm-hmm.
So I was considered a poolie, right? So that means like you are about to join the Marines and go to boot camp, but you aren't shit. You're just like a guy who signed papers and did all the shit. This guy comes up to me. I'm wearing my poolie shirt like an asshole. And this guy's like, "Oh, you're a poolie? Let's see what the fuck you're made of." And he just like manhandles the shit out of me. And I knew a little bit of Brazilian jiu-jitsu. So he like wrestle fucks me, right? So I'm on my back and I put him in an arm bar where you put the dude's arm between your legs, you cinch it with your legs, grab the arm and you yank back. So I have him in a tight arm bar. And I was like, "You better let go, dude. I'm going to fucking take your arm home with me." He's like, "Fuck you." He bites the back of my leg so hard that I was like, "Fuck no, I'm gonna let go of this arm." And I just cranked back and I don't know if I broke it, but it was pretty bad. Enough for him to like yell. He leaves. He comes back 15 minutes later with his own sling. And he's like, "You're gonna be a badass fucking Marine, dude." And I'm like, "I'm not with this. I'm not with this shit."
You scared yourself out of doing it?
I was just like, dude, like I can't be around this energy every single day.
The Marines are intense. They're legit, just like jugheads.
Yeah. So after that,
what part of Marine training is teaching them to bite somebody on the leg?
That's just survival, dude. That's not training. That's an instinct.
That was him not wanting to lose.
That's something you come equipped with. Nobody can teach you that.
Yeah, he fucking broke skin on the back of my leg, and I fucking was like, I'm breaking his fucking arm. Like, it was wild. And then after that, I was like, I don't know what the fuck I want to do. So I went to, you ever heard of Job Corps?
Job Corps, yes.
I've heard of it, yeah.
Okay, so it's like a free trade school for like, it's a bunch of fucking people that are like myself, where you're mildly fucked up, but like you want to do something with your life. Or some people got forced to go there. And then people go there to get like their GED, their driver's license. And then the other people like myself went for a trade, went for office administration. And I lived there for 5 months. Just like you slept there, you had to wake up at a certain time, you go to bed at a certain time, eat at a certain time, and then like you had rec. It was structure that I needed at the time. Did that.
It sounds like voluntary prison.
Pretty much, but it was kind of neat. Like you got to hear so many wild fucking stories. But anyway, put that to the side. So after that, I was like, dude, what the fuck am I doing? So I got this job installing tires. I was making like $9 an hour, and I was just focusing on working out and just getting rid of my anxiety. And this guy comes up to me. He's like, "Hey, you got a good look to you. How about you come work for me?" And I was like, "This guy wants to fuck me." I'm like, "What? No, thanks." He's like, and he would just every single day. So I was working at BJ's, which is like a wholesale club, and I was in the tire bay installing tires. He was inside the store working at a cell phone kiosk. And I was like, "Who the fuck sells cell phones? That's stupid bullshit." And we ended up hitting it off, and he wasn't trying to fuck me. He was actually trying to hire me. And I worked for him, and I worked in sales, and then grew in the sales department and became a manager, then a multi-manager, then a district manager, then a business specialist, and got a bunch of sales knowledge and learned how to communicate with people properly, and I was making, let's just say 50, 60K a year from like 19 to 25-ish.
Not bad.
And yeah, it was cool. And then I fell in love with comedy, and I was like, yeah, fuck that. I don't give a shit. I'd rather be poor and do something I like than that shit. I hated it.
I like how so many of your stories start out, "I think he wants to fuck me." Like even the Marine. Yeah, he was wrestle fucking me. And
wrestle fuck's a term, is when like if you're, so I love UFC, and people get mad when people just want to wrestle. So like wrestle fucks when somebody's like just like wants to wrestle, and like I don't know.
Well, speaking of which, did you see that knockout by that guy Cub Swanson last night?
No, it's cyberpunking it up.
Oh, dude, check it out. He knocked a guy cold.
Speaking of arm bars, did you see Tony Ferguson's arm get bent in half?
Yeah, I saw that one
That
on my
was
Instagram.
nuts, dude. I have no idea how he didn't tap. It was literally going the wrong direction. It was like it's not supposed to move that way. Dude, so that's pretty wild. So you found comedy, and you're just like, I'm gonna go to Baltimore to do comedy.
So with the sales jobs, I had to move to get promotions. So I started the sales off in Delaware, and then there was a store in Silver Spring, Maryland. They needed a manager for. Became a manager there. Did good there. They gave me another store in Laurel. Had 2 stores at one time.
Was this a specific brand or was it?
Yeah, it was a third party for Verizon Wireless. So,
gotcha. Okay.
Verizon has like a lot of different stores they do dumb shit with. And it's all like really sleazy sales. It's like I made a living off of fucking over old people, and I was like, I can't keep doing this. This is disgusting.
Oh, dude, I can tell you every time I had to go to a Verizon Wireless store was a miserable experience. Every single time.
How many times did somebody try selling you a fucking tablet?
Every fucking time. Every time they tried to upsell me on everything. And then I finally got smart and realized I could pretty much do everything I did there at the store. Online. I could do it over the phone or online. Yeah.
Yeah.
But the Verizon Wireless stores, I've said before, they should be burned down and the earth salted so nothing could ever grow there again.
Yeah. And the problem is you have management, like upper management, forcing you to sell these items or people get fired. So it's like you sell these or we're going to terminate you. And then there's like a dilemma of people just it was very cutthroat up until I quit. When I quit, that's when things got easier right before I quit. But by then I was just so over it. So fucking over it. And I started doing stand-up, and then I found a job where I could work from home, and that was also a sales job. Not as sleazy, but still pretty sleazy. And it was good, better money than Verizon. But then I started dating a stripper, and she was like, just quit your job and I'll just take care of you and you can chase your dreams. And that went great.
Did it? Are you famous now?
I'm not famous, but like trying
to get there. Yeah, dude. You do put a lot of work in. You make a lot of shit happen, I've noticed.
I try.
Which is cool. Because there's like most comics, at least in this area, they talk a big game, but they don't really back it up. And you actually make shit happen, which I think is pretty cool.
You have to, especially, working at McGoobies, I got to talk to a lot of actual headliners and get to see what the fuck they're doing and why they're doing it. And I haven't been in a position to move, but I'm actually contemplating a big move to Austin, Texas, February 1st. And I'll explain that in a second. But talking to all these people from McGoobies, a lot of them are like, stay here and make a foundation. And a lot of people are go move to the hubs. This was all pre-COVID. And we only have a select amount of mics. Like other areas, you can do fucking 10, 15 mics a week, no problem, depending on where you're at. Here, it's selective. And the people here, there's some good guys here, but a lot of the people here are fucking lazy and just want to go hang out and have a reason to drink. And I'm not mad at it because it's fun, but I want to be a fucking comic. I want to be a fucking comedian. I want to have fun. I want to build relationships. And I want to get good at this. And you're not going to get good at this doing 3 mics a fucking week and then, thinking that you're hot shit with your ego because you're surrounded by, there's quite a few people who are around us that, they talk that big game and there's really nothing there. So I was like, I took this advice. At the core of comedians, you need to try to write as much as possible off stage, write as much as possible on stage, figure out what works for you. You need to try to get 3 years of hosting under your belt, and you can't take yourself fucking serious until you're 10 years in. So I have a year of hosting under my belt. I have less than 3 years of comedy. I know I'm a fucking baby in this, but I'm going to try to stay busy. Now, mind you, I'll put 3 months of hard effort in, and then 2 weeks I fuck off. Like that's just how my brain works. I gung ho for a couple months, then like a couple weeks I'm a fuck off. Gung ho for a couple months, then I fuck off. Now I'm not perfect by any stretch of the imagination, and I appreciate you guys for noticing the effort that I put in. But even the effort I put in isn't even fucking good. You know what I mean?
No. What do you mean?
Like in the grand scheme of like, think about all the comics that, let's just use the U.S. for an example, right? for the sake of the area that we're in, yeah, I think I do put a lot of work in compared to localized region. But if just go to DC or Philly, the amount of work I'm putting in is probably the average or above average comic, I would assume.
Yeah. I would probably say that. Yeah, I would probably agree with that.
I can't speak for Philly. I mean, DC and Baltimore. Let's just put it this way, and granted, it's gonna. And I had a big argument with another comic about this. Is DC and Baltimore is not considered a major comedy scene. It should be, but it's not. And yeah, you're right. I mean, like, especially, I mean, Steve, you and I have been to New York City, and we've done 4 or 5 mics in a day. You know, and you can do that there. Granted, because it's a major comedy scene. Yeah, you can actually do that in LA. There's other places you can do that, but I think there is a school of thought that you have to get established in your home area. I don't see that. I think you have to go where you can get your opportunities, and
especially. Yeah, sorry.
No, go ahead.
Here's the thing, man. Our home base is still in its baby form in the sense of stand up. Like the only 2 major spots is Baltimore and then Timonium. That is literally it. There's 2 main spots localized around us, and then there's smaller shows. And yeah, you want to come back and do those smaller shows, but it's important to come back and hit home base if there is a little bit of the 2 things. You have profit to gain, and then you have people who want to be your fans, right? You have fans. Those are 2 very important. Obviously, build relationships with your comedy community, but we have such a small foundation here that it's tight knit, and I respect a lot of people that I'm around. But as far as growth as a single comic, it's not here, and that's why I know this sounds fucking far fetched, but I'm a fan of Joe Rogan. I don't give a fuck if people don't like him or not. I don't give a shit.
I love the guy.
He's opening a comedy club in Austin, Texas.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, supposedly he's going to buy Cap City.
Right. So I'm going to move there in the hopes of attempting to become a door guy within 6 months to a year of being out there. And if I could be a door guy at that comedy club, what he did the comedy store about going back there, the same shit's going to happen in Austin, Texas, and I can feel it. And if I could be a part of the beginning of that, I know the relationships that I build and the work that I put in and being surrounded by people who are fucking light years ahead of me will propel me much further than being here, creating my own mics, doing my own shit. Because this foundation that I have here, I learned how to do comedy. I learned how to bomb. I learned how to eat a dick over and over and over again, and I'll continue to do so. Those are the tools that you'll learn here. As far as, Magoobies is cool, but what's a home base if you're going to come back and fucking make $20 and then no one really gives a fuck about you? You know what I mean? Like, obviously the comics will, but
I think part of the problem in this area is that it gets a little cliquey, and when you have that environment, it's tough to build new comics. And don't get me wrong. I mean, comedy is a there's tons of stories out there about comics being held back, whatever. And I'm not saying that's happening to me or to anybody else. I kind of always looked at it like this, like the DC Draft House just closed down. Big deal. It was a good venue. I got to play there once. Every Saturday they had an open mic. It was run by Andy Klein and Randolph Terrence, who were both nice guys. I was never able to get up there. I know a lot of comics who were never able to get up there. It always seemed like the same people were getting up on this mic. And what would happen is every Saturday at 9:30, 75 comics would show up there and put their name on a list. And most comics never got on. And people always tell me, you got to go there. You got to go there. You got to go there. What's the point of going to a mic? I want you to put it in perspective. On a Saturday night, basically these comics are saying, okay, instead of trying to actually get gigs, that maybe will give you more time and get paid, I'm going to waste my time going down to DC, sitting out in the cold to put my name on a list to get 4 minutes of time, maybe. And to me, that just never made sense. So I'd rather go play Kaiser, West Virginia, than waste my time for 4 minutes in DC. Now, someone once told me, well, that's how the Comedy Store does it. Yeah, well, that's the Comedy Store. Okay. I would do that for the Comedy Store. And that's on a Monday night too, by the way, that they do that. That's not a Saturday night. They do it on a Monday night. So sometimes I do think the priorities are a little off, but it is what it is. And that's why you can either bitch about it or you can do something about it. And in your case, like you were talking about moving to Austin. For our case, I think, Steve, you chime in and tell me if you feel differently, but I think when we got on the road, I think we probably learned just as much about us as comedians as we did anything we do around here.
We probably learned more.
That's what I'm assuming.
Because, dude, Leo, what was so awesome about doing the road was that, like, you got to reach back into your file of, like, all those old jokes that you forgot about that you got tired of telling to your friends because they got tired of it.
Yes.
Because you keep seeing the same people over and over and over again. Yeah. And you get to see that works still in a different place with fresh ears. Like, it was a super cool experience. And, like, one thing I learned from watching Ray was, like, how to string, like, a cohesive set together. Like, we have different styles of writing. Like, I actually, like, write my shit out and Ray makes it up, like, on stage. And, like, I watched what he was doing, and then, like, I just took that and applied it to my own style. And, like, by the end of it, I had like a solid 10 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I was doing it feel over and over.
How'd it feel?
Good, dude. It felt really good.
Isn't it insane? Isn't that, like, just so silly? Like, the act of stringing words together and fucking moving your face toward a bunch of strangers can just fill you with so much joy. We're psychos. We're literally complete, insane.
Though. It feels right. Like, it feels like you're putting a puzzle together and it's working and you're seeing a whole picture.
Yeah,
that's what it feels like, except you're doing it with words.
Yeah.
And it's a combination that makes people laugh.
It feels so good awesome when you have a set that just flows.
Yes.
Like it's effortless. Like you're able to transition from one to the other and it just flows. And really that's why when you watch these specials and you just watch these comedians and they're doing 45 minutes to an hour of just material that just seems to flow into each other.
Right.
And
it just seems like they're
so smooth. It's a great feeling.
Dude, and what was cool was, like, because, like, when I'm at an open mic and I'm, like, looking at my notes beforehand, I'm writing down my set list, I'm going over what joke I'm going to tell. Instead of doing that while I'm, like, looking at my set list, I'm thinking of what I'm going to tweak, what tags I'm going to throw in, like, what new shit I'm going to try in the stuff that I already know that's working. Mm-hmm. And it's just, I don't know. It's almost like cooking. It's almost like making a recipe. Like, you got the main ingredients, and now what seasonings are you going to put in there? What's the flavor, you know?
Yeah, Andrew Schultz. Andrew Schultz has the best analogy. I'll butcher it, but the gist of it is like, when you learn how to make something, you then tie it into something else. But if you stop working on that thing, you'll end up forgetting some of the main ingredients for it. Mm-hmm. So it's all this cohesive big fucking dish that you make in the end.
Yeah, it's a big stew.
Yeah, like everything that you throw together in it, all of it takes its individual needs and its timing and, you know, how long you're going to cook it for. And I think the food analogy fits much better than, like, the training for a fight analogy.
I miss Second Chance Saloon because, it was an open mic, but what I enjoyed about it was the one place where I could go and say anything I wanted to say and try out any shit I wanted to say.
Oh, you haven't come to my mic that frequently.
I was just there, a couple weeks ago?
Leo's mic is a nice dirty room. You can just say whatever the fuck you want.
Dude, I'm so big into say what you want. If it's going to eat a dick, it's going to eat a dick. And also, I'm not cliquey. I try to give everybody love. And, like, when I do my rooms, I try to make sure everybody has an opportunity. I try to talk to everybody for a short period of time. Now, it's hard because people want to keep talking to you afterwards. But it's like I'm giving everybody the same amount of energy, the same amount of time when I'm at the mic. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Right.
You know?
You know the only difference, I'll tell you, and this is nothing you can control, but something I see at other mics, and that's one of the reasons why I really liked Second Chance Saloon, was when Second Chance Saloon, everybody kind of knew, hey, you stay in the room and you watch everybody and you support everybody. Other mics, you see a lot of people just wander in and out. A lot of comics, they'll go wander out to the patio and then they'll wait until, and I really don't like that, and it's twofold because I think not only as comics, you should try and support the other comics. What we're doing is hard, but also, you can learn from that. Like, I'm not going to say his name, but there was one comic that we know who he would real sweet guy, but he would show up and make sure he was first on the list, do a set, and then he'd leave.
Mood it?
Yes. All right. Okay. Well, his name's out there. Mood
Yeah, dude. There's a lot of people that do that.
And I pulled Mood aside one day. I said, dude, I said, you need to stick around and watch.
Here's the thing, though. So we're spoiled. That's another thing about Baltimore. We're spoiled because Derek Poston, he's from Cali. He's been coming to my mic. He was on King of the Sting, which is with Theo Vaughn and Brendan Schaub. Like,
oh yeah, he's that guy. He's got like a really good energy, right?
Super great energy, man. Such a good fucking time. Every time him and I talk, I feel like my brain's like,
oh, I remember him. Yeah. Okay. Now I know
pouring serotonin. Yeah. So we're talking.
He does that bit about transvestites, right? Or transgenders.
Oh, dude, you have to listen to him. Listen. So
I don't want to blow the bit. I'm just talking about the topic.
I asked him, I was like, how do you like Wits End? How do you like my mic? He was like, dude, you guys have no idea how good you have it out here. I'm like, what do you mean? He's like, every single comic will come in, sign up, and go sit in their car and guess roughly what time they'll go back in. They'll be there for the person or two before you, and maybe a person afterwards, and then they're out of there. Normally, every single mic in the area, you're doing comedy for no more than 3 or 4 people. Doing an open mic at Wits End and doing a mic here actually feels like small shows.
Yeah, and I totally track with that. And it's one thing if like you're hitting multiple mics, then I understand. But so often I see these guys, they go up and they do their set and then they immediately bail. And it's like, everybody sat through your set. You could at least show a little bit of respect. Yeah. And at least don't bolt right away. Watch a few others. But you can't control it.
We're sitting here complaining about open mic courtesy, but they're all gonna be shut the fuck down here in like a week.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Dude. I think we're going. But hey, man, but you do have a show, and I'm not talking about your open mic at Zen West. You have been running a show called House Rules.
Yep.
Steve and I have both been on it, and it's pretty awesome. I've enjoyed my time doing it. I got where. See, Steve, you did against Stephen Baxley, right? Because it's kind of like a battle format.
Mm-hmm.
You took on Stephen Baxley, and I took on Jeff King. Leo, you want to talk about that and how that all came about?
Sure. I started doing comedy. Like, I've always loved it, but I never had the balls to do it until I started watching a show called Kill Tony. Mm-hmm. And I watched Kill Tony I wanted to do comedy like hardcore for like 2 years before I could get on stage.
Yeah.
And I was just watching Kill Tony every fucking Monday. Every Monday I would watch it. I had an idea of like doing something similar without like ripping them the fuck off. And the idea came to be 3 rounds. First round, we would do 90 seconds of stand-up and Kill Tony 60 seconds of stand-up, but also do a second round where it's now going to be a roast between 2 individuals. And then the last round would be some form of talent that they could show us, and I think that the idea is silly and there's 3 rounds, so there would be a winner. And I like the competitive nature of it. And the idea for me was it makes me a better host. And at the same exact time, I think that it would also make everybody around me a little bit better. And not saying I'm better than them, but also just make them better too. In the sense of, writing for 90 seconds, you got to cut all your fucking fat and you got to bring it. And then with the roasting, you have to roast the individual you're going against. So you're going to have to work that writing muscle no matter what a couple days before. And then that talent portion is all about stage presence. It doesn't matter what the fuck it is. You have to be funny just cuz, or it's going to be dog shit. And, fucking Ray, you murdered it. I was pissing my fucking pants with you on stage. When you were doing the air fucking the hooker, I lost my goddamn mind. It was so funny. It was so fucking funny. And then the only issue with House Rules now is COVID, and we had a show at what the fuck's it called? Ram's Head on stage in Annapolis. We had 56 tickets sold for it. 56 tickets sold for it 2 days ago, and then yesterday I got a text that everything shut down and we won't know until further notice. So,
oh,
damn,
good. I was on that show, so I'm glad. I'm glad you just. That's how I'm going to bring in all the people whose shows I'm on. I'm going to bring them on so they can tell me if anything's canceled.
Right. Yeah.
That's the plan from now on.
So, yeah. So that was supposed to be for the 16th.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously, I'm not shocked. I'm not shocked about that. But.
Yeah, we were going to sell it out, and the sellout was going to be 100 seats that they were going to allow us to do, and we were already halfway there a month out. So, tis what it is.
Tis what it is.
You know, hey, let's now at this point we just have to hope this vaccine works, and it's not bullshit. But
right.
I think the only reason things haven't shut down completely now is because of the Christmas holiday. That's the only reason that we're even still having anything.
I am listen, I'm not anti-vax, but this vax that they're coming out with makes my balls shrivel. I'm very uncomfortable with this one. This one's weird. This isn't like taking the dead coronavirus and injecting it in you. They're literally fucking injecting you with something that changes how your bodies break down proteins. Like that is fucking sketch.
Is that what it does? I haven't read anything about it.
Bro, it makes me so uncomfortable. And I've read trials on it because I'm like, I want to be a good person. I want to make sure the people that I love are going to be safe. And I want to make sure I'm not getting anybody sick around me. And dude, like the trials on it, like a high percentage of individuals have moderate to high adverse effects from these fucking, these vaccines. What? It's just weird shit. Like feverish shit, feeling just sick, just really fucking sick, pain. But
you can get that from the flu vaccination too. But I mean, going back to your point, that's one of the problems with this virus because it kind of attacks you on a molecular level.
Because it's man-made, baby.
Maybe. It's entirely possible.
Fucking thing. It's like everybody that gets it differently.
Well, I'll tell you, my best friend just had it, which is really concerning because his wife has cancer. So she was in the middle of chemo when they found out, and she tested positive too, but thankfully she never got symptoms. She's okay. He actually got it. He was down for 2 weeks, and I talked to him twice, and every time he sounded weaker and weaker. He told me that all he really had was shortness of breath, and that he just was shitting nonstop.
Hot.
What's funny is the doctors, what they gave him was they gave him cold medicine. They gave him antibiotics and an inhaler. That's pretty much what he worked off for 2 weeks. And he just got the okay to go back to work on Monday.
Damn. Which
I'm grateful for. I'm because I was really worried because he had to isolate from his wife. Like she lived upstairs and he lived downstairs.
Yeah, that's what they make you do.
But
if you have, like kids or sick people.
I've already told Ray this, but I know it's fucking dumb, but take vitamin D. I mean, 87% of people who are hospitalized with COVID are vitamin D deficient, and that's one of the statistics that fucking.
Hey, you telling me that gave me a couple fantastic jokes, Leo. So
I know
I've turned those into wonderful jokes that have worked great for me. So, and then I still bought vitamin D and zinc. So, and I still have them. I have them probably around here somewhere.
Just take that shit every day, bro. Take it every fucking day.
I do. I've been taking it every day.
It's hard to get enough sunlight these days. Everybody's always inside.
I know,
dude. It's cold out. What do you expect? Fuck the cold.
I mean, even during the fucking summer and shit, like people are working indoors, people are working at home. People like I'm all cooped up in my basement all day long. I don't see the sun. I might go out for like an hour. True. You gotta take your supplements. You gotta take your men's vitamins.
I know. Like I find myself when I don't have stand up, I find myself with a reason to go out. Like, I haven't had Starbucks in a while. Let's go get Starbucks or something.
Go hit that drive-through.
Yeah, I got to hit that drive-through.
Yeah, I don't know. I get enough people action from. I started a Twitch and I started a TikTok, and it's been going pretty fucking good. And I talk to enough people there. And the only time I leave my house is to do open mics. Honestly, that's all I do.
Pretty much, yeah. I did one in Richmond, Virginia last night. Shout out to Liz Carr for having me on her show. We did it outdoors too, but it wasn't too bad because it was like 60 degrees outside and down in Richmond. And then she's like, "We'll see y'all next month." I'm like, "You're not doing an outdoor show in January. It's just not going to happen." But
I'm jealous of you boys. I haven't hit a mic in over a month now.
Dude, I would shit my pants.
Dude, I've been all fucked up. I thought I had broken my foot. Like my left foot was all swollen up and it hurt really bad. And it felt like I was walking on glass and like it just never got better. Right. So for like 2 weeks, I like could barely walk. And I go to the doctor and this guy tells me, I don't even think I've told Ray this yet. This guy tells me that I have gout. Dude, like I swear to God. And he was like, it's weird that like you're this young and you get it, but like it's like a genetic thing.
So that's like your big toe, right? You're like your big toe really hurts.
So it starts in the big toe and then it moves up to your ankle. And then it's like your whole foot is just inflamed and it feels like it's full of hot lava and glass.
Sweet.
Super unpleasant.
Now when we go on the road, Steve, we'll both be limping around. This will be great.
Dude, you know what's crazy is like it like really limits your diet, like what you can eat and drink. Like I can't drink beer anymore and I can't eat red meat anymore.
Yeah, because isn't it from like eating fatty acids, isn't it?
It is an acid that forms like these little crystals in your joints, and that's what makes it really painful because then your white blood cells attack them and that's why it gets inflamed. But like beer, red meat, all the good things in life, can't eat them anymore. Sugar, can't do it.
Oh my God, bro.
So he gave me some medicine. My left foot went down, and as soon as I ran out of that medicine, my right foot flared up. So I've just been like,
Steve, how old are you?
28. I'll be 29 tomorrow.
Oh, that's right. Happy birthday, man.
Thanks, dude. Yeah. So it's also like you're genetically predisposed to it. So it's not just like a lifestyle thing, even though I was living a lifestyle that was 100% I was going to get gout. I mean, I only know that retrospectively.
You got that gout mustache. It's definitely understandable.
That's why I grew it, dude. I was like, fuck it. I'm going to have gout. I'm going to have a mustache too.
Yeah.
Hey, Leo, I do have a question for you as far as the open mics, because I've noticed lately too that the open mics in the area, the attendance has been dropping. I mean, granted, there was, open mics aren't known for high attendance, but I've even noticed, I'm not going to say the name of it because I don't want to call it out, but I went to a mic this week that normally has a lot of comics there and very few showed up. Have you been seeing that at Zen West?
Yeah, I'm even guilty of it myself. I no matter what, I'm hosting my mic Mondays, but like this past week, I did 2 mics. The week before that, I did my mic. The week before that, I did 2 mics. The week before that, I did 1 mic. So it's getting cold and people are nervous and lazy. And, right now is that sweet spot where people start getting, and I'm guilty of it too, where you just don't have the energy. And it's not like, with everything going on, it's really easy to make excuses for yourself to say, fuck it.
Yeah.
And I think we're all falling into it together. It's good. It's good times. Good times.
It's the worst time ever. Yeah. It's literally, these are the end times. We're just going to collapse as a society because of this. That's what I think.
I started. Oh, good. What makes it worse is this is generally considered the most depressing time of the year for a lot of people. Like,
fuck yeah.
When my depression's bad, that's normally this time of year.
100%.
So now, someone put a monitor in all the comics. That's all I'm saying.
Oh, for sure. I'm guilty of it. I have a panic disorder. I don't like meds. I don't fucking like putting shit into my body. And unfortunately, I'm addicted to nicotine. And for the last 6 months, I haven't had one panic attack. And I think it's from microdosing mushrooms. I swear to fucking Zeus. I swear to Zeus. But
I've heard that shit is incredible.
Man, I haven't had any anxiety in 6 months. And
I've heard that too. Another comic was just telling me about that. Like, if you microdose mushrooms, it really helps.
I haven't had shit, man. I've had a really tough time this past couple months, like a really fucking tough time. And admittedly, I emotionally speaking, I've been pretty sound. I'm a mild spaz, like naturally, but outside of that, I feel good, and I've kept myself busy. I think that's huge, and I've been doing what I want. I bought a PC. I fucking built a PC. I started, editing videos and I made a TikTok that's blowing up a little bit. I'm fucking posting videos. I'm making content. I'm going to be making skits soon. So in the meantime, I'm looking at, all right, the mics might get closed again. So I might as well work on my social media and actually put the effort into that by the time that builds back up. So that's all I've been doing. Like, and you guys got to get on TikTok. I know it sounds fucking dumb, but I just got almost 10,000 followers and I have over 100,000 views on 100,000 likes on my shit with like 400,000 views.
Jesus
Christ.
Yeah,
that's crazy.
People have a lot of time on their hands.
Dude, I just make sure that I'm making content. I'm posting once a day. So, dude, Sahib Singh, he literally murdering the TikTok game. He owns TikTok. He fucking has like millions upon millions of views, has almost a million followers. He's verified now.
Damn.
And dude, he's funny as fuck. Like he does social media right. He's a absolutely murderous comic. He makes me laugh every time, even if I've heard his shit before. Is because he's very good at maintaining his energy and his timing is immaculate.
Yeah,
it's insane. His word economy is short when he's on stage. His fucking demeanor when he does these fucking videos. He knows how to act. He knows how to act. He's like very good at like facial expression, timing, tone, and it pours into his stand-up fucking immaculately.
Shout out Sahib. Yeah. Fucking just have him on next.
Sahib. I'll contact him. I haven't talked to him in a while. I
haven't either. I haven't seen him around.
It's been a while since I've talked. We were on a show in Virginia like a couple months ago, but I haven't really had a chance to talk to him since. But it's gonna be rough. But this is the time when you got to kind of turn your energy towards other things. You know, whether it's writing or
you gotta go digital.
This podcast, you know.
Right. You got to put out some kind of digital content. You got to use the internet.
Yeah.
For sure. So I'm on Twitch and I have like 10, 15 people watching me at once. And they pretty much were like, they would love for me to live stream an actual open mic. So I'm probably going to start doing that once. I don't know. I think that it would be good because what I'm going to do is add people's social media to like the bottom once they go on stage. So people will get like follows on their shit. I think it'll be make it pour into each other a little bit, you know?
Mm-hmm. Absolutely, man. Just keep doing something creative and knock on wood. We'll get through this and back to and then like you said, just perform when you can. I thankfully there at least I live close to DC, so I'm not far from Virginia. So there is like 3 or 4 mics still happening in Virginia, but I mean I think, like I said, I think that's going to get shut down. I think January is really going to be a dead period. I really don't see any way around it.
And that's why I think timing up me going to Austin would be good. And unfortunately, if I go to Austin, there will be no more house rules. But
you never know.
I don't think you're wrong about Austin. I think you're right. I think Joe
Austin's
Rogan
growing.
Is creating a gravity
Austin's growing. Yeah.
By him moving there. And it's just going to draw all sorts of people there.
Well, Austin's a cool town, period. Austin is a really cool town. It's not far from where my father was born and raised, and it's a pretty badass town. It's a growing comedy scene, and what's really cool too is 2 hours away you have Houston, which is a monster comedy town. I mean, there's a lot of big time comics came out of Houston, so it's growing, and it probably helps that Texas is still kind of lax on their rules and that, but
absolutely. And my kryptonite as a comic right now is I suck so bad for like and I haven't been to Texas to perform, but I'm assuming that it's gonna be a lot of white people, and I don't do well for full all white crowds. I don't do well, and I think that it will make me a better rounded comic to go somewhere that I know that I'm not gonna do. I can. No, I'm not to my own horn, but if I do,
keep in mind Austin's progressive though. Austin is the one town in city in Texas that's kind of progressive. Other ones, yeah, you could not so much, but Austin is still a progressive town. But you know what? An audience is an audience. You got to learn how to read an audience. That's a big part of comedy. Yeah. It's amazing how many comics who've been doing it for a long time still struggle with that aspect.
That's because right now I'm a comics comic, and I know I am because I'm used to hosting. I go to these fucking open mics. There's 3 people farting next to each other, and I do a show maybe once a month if I'm lucky. So I'm a comics comic right now, and I need to learn how to make people laugh more. Mm-hmm. So that's something I know I need to work on. But dude, I'm 2.5 years in. I'm in no rush. I know what I need to work on, and I think it's important to just put your ego aside. Know you're going to eat dicks along the way.
The key to that, Leo, is what at least what I've seen is you got to lighten it up a little bit. Like when we went on the road, I would do like my dirty ass open mic material, and regular people are like, "Nah, we're not fucking with this."
Yeah,
they hate it. They hate it. They're like, "We don't want to talk about pedophiles. We don't want to talk about kids getting hurt."
Right?
They hate that shit. And so like, just lighten it up a little bit. Make a joke about a dog, dude. Make a joke about I don't know, slapping a cop on the ass and saying "good game" or something.
Yeah,
100%. That's something I got to learn. I mean, right now all my jokes are fuck. They'll leave you feeling funny, but also mildly uncomfortable. And I got to get out of that lane.
That's definitely the recipe to make comics laugh.
I have
make a room full of comics laugh.
Yeah. I have 10 minutes of that, and then I have I have a bunch of other shit that I got to throw together. But I'm trying to figure out how to make people laugh still. So.
Well, I was listening to a friend of the program, Joel Byers, who has his writing group on Facebook.
Shout out Byers.
Yeah, and if anybody is not part of Joel Byers' Facebook writing group, you got to get on there. It's amazing. But he also posts these Q&A, and
is that Hot Breath?
Hot Breath, yes.
Yeah.
And I watched him interview Jeff Foxworthy. And Jeff Foxworthy who's a clean comic. Jeff Foxworthy is a clean comic. But listening to the interview, I mean, there's just something amazing about listening to. It's one of the reasons why I don't listen to every one of Rogan's episodes, only when he has comics on. Because I love when he has comics on and they talk about the game of comedy. Like he just had Bill Burr on, and I was telling you, fantastic episode. Like they talked about so much stuff comedy based that was amazing, and I learned so much about it. But Jeff Foxworthy told Joel Byers, if you have a joke and the only ones that are laughing are the boys in the back, throw that joke away. He's like, it's not going to work with me. I mean, because and you do. I mean, we know a lot of comics that tend to lean towards inside jokes towards other comics.
Mm-hmm.
And you can get away with that when you're in a room full of comics, but obviously it doesn't work if you actually have an audience. They're not in on that joke. So
sure. Or just like the rough stuff, like the overly dark or gross or
I think whatever. You can get away with that the more if you're more of a known, like if people kind of know who you are. Like Louis C.K. and them can tell those jokes because they're Louis C.K.
Yes, bro. I saw him fucking live like almost a month ago now.
How was that?
Murderous.
Because I remember on the ticket there it said that he was working on new material, so he makes no promises.
It was so funny. It was so fucking funny. It was such a good time, and that's the kind of comedy I fell in love with stand up. I don't know how long we've run these podcasts for, so I'll try to keep it a little short. I fell in love with stand-up being in the back of a bus with this little stupid this little iPod, and I had Dane Cook and Carlos Mencia. I had like all the mainstream fucking comics in my head, and then I get a little bit older, and I start listening to Louis C.K. and I'm a fucked up little kid listening to this fucked up dude, and I'm like, this is the best shit ever. This is the best shit ever. And then I watch Andrew Dice Clay with my grandfather, and my grandfather's pissing his fucking pants. And I'm like, I want to do that. So I would just act out, just be absurd and like make them laugh and shit, And now seeing Louis live, I'm like, dude, you can jerk off in front of me all day, dude.
For sure. I saw so much thing on Facebook when he was about to appear more recently. People just livid that, how dare you go to Magoobies to watch? I'm like, dude, I was going to go if I had time. I think I had something going on that weekend. I couldn't go, but I would have considered going, especially if he was working on new material. I would have loved to have watched him try and work through new material.
I don't agree with any of that. Like you have to, if you support Louis C.K., you don't support women and whatever. No, fuck all that. Like if you
can't throw it all in the same basket.
Right. You can't. You also have to have the capacity to forgive.
I'm not going to sit there and tell you what he did was right, because what he did was wrong. Hands down.
Sure, and he lost his career for a year.
But I mean, is he now?
And he lost all of his shit
forever?
On streaming shit. Like
I think people doing acts like that deserve to lose whatever the people around you allow you to lose, and you can't be mad if people still are like, dude, like this guy's a fucking G when it comes to this craft.
Right.
Yes. I think, maybe if he was a smaller comic and he did it and then he was completely fucked and that was the end all result. Okay. You did I'm okay with that too.
Right. So, if you don't want to go see him, don't go see him.
If we're all going to agree to this fucking, this court of public bullshit fuckery, I'm with it. But when somebody's, look at Louis in the comedy realm as like the corporate entity. Like you're gonna have to really fuck up to not be able to do this anymore. You know what I mean? And what he did was fucked up. You can't take that away.
Yeah.
But he didn't fucking rape anybody. You know what I mean?
The crazy thing is, you know, the thing I hear it all the time, and I think it's just ridiculous. Well, he hasn't apologized yet. He hasn't apologized properly. All due respect, the only ones he owes an apology to are the women he did that to.
100%.
So to say he hasn't apologized to the public yet, okay, I'm sorry. He doesn't need to apologize to me. He didn't do anything to me. To those women he put through that, absolutely. He owes them an apology. And if he hasn't done that, that reflects poorly on him. You know, but to say he hasn't properly addressed it or properly, come on, give me a break. Like that's why I'm kind of starting to do jokes against cancel culture, because it's just getting out of hand.
It's definitely getting out of hand. I think the pendulum's going to swing back the other way.
It already is.
It's starting to.
And you can thank Dave Chappelle for that.
Well, I'm gonna say this too, and it's not going to be popular, but 74 million people voted for Trump, and yeah, a lot of it is racism, but I do think a lot of it is people going, I'm sick and tired of this overly PC culture. It's getting out of hand.
For sure. People are tired of being told what to do. Yeah. Everybody hates that.
So you know, we need to learn. Both sides need to learn from that shit. And if they don't, then we're just going to continue to have this crap, and it's going to kill comedy. It's going to fucking kill comedy.
No, well, it's not going to be strong enough, because here's at the end of the day, what we hate about it, and at least for me, I'm talking for myself, maybe for you guys, it's weakness, right? Like it's weak to be so bothered by another person's words or decisions that don't affect you at all. But since you're doing something that makes them uncomfortable, then they are going to be outspoken and wiggle those fucking fingers at their phone about it. And I mean, at the end of the day, they can fucking do or say whatever they want. You know, those aren't the people that are going to be buying your tickets anyway. I don't give a fuck. You know what I mean? And the reason why they're doing that and like making a stance is they're these little feeder fish next to the shark, I think, where it's like they're getting the snacks of, let's just say, I'm going to make sure I say that you're a bad person, so these other people agree with me, and here's my community. All they're doing is reinforcing their community. Right. All right, put that to the side. With me going to watch Louis C.K., I don't give a fuck. Like, I don't care about building any rapport with anybody around me. It's not about me trying to build a community. It's me enjoying an art and putting someone's failures and their bullshit aside to enjoy something that got me through a hard place when I was a kid. You know what I mean?
For sure.
Like, that's what they're doing, is they're fucking like, that's what the fuck they're doing. They're saying things so people are like, yeah, and they're getting recognition, and that's giving them somewhat of a purpose, and it's bullshit. That's what I think, at least.
I think you nailed it. It's definitely just like this circle of reinforcement. But we do have to wrap this thing up here. Leo, I know you said your shows are getting canceled, but what else? Do you have anything else you want to promote, dude? What's your TikTok? What's your Twitch, bro? Where can we find you?
Fuck yeah. My hang on, let me make sure it's correct. If you follow my Twitch, I'll kiss you on your lips. That'd be so great. It is Leo Comedian, and then my TikTok. Can you guys hear me? Yes, sir.
Yo.
And my TikTok is leo.comedian. Yeah, right. We can hear you.
Leo.comedian.
Yep.
Make sure I spell comedian right. Oh, we lost Ray, but
perfect timing.
Yeah, he'll pop back.
God, I can't fucking stand that guy. Fuck him.
Fucking Ray.
You want me to take his spot?
I can't believe. Yeah, you want to co-host it?
Yeah.
All right, so he's about to come back in. Do you want to pretend real quick that you're the co-host now and he's the guest?
For sure.
All right, let's do it. Just real quick.
Okay. Right. So, hey, Ray, is there anything you want to say before we wrap this up?
Yeah, man, we appreciate you joining us today. Me and my co-host Leo here, we really appreciate you taking the time out of your day to.
I want to thank you guys for having me on. Geez, it keeps doing that. I don't know what. I think I got to stop using this computer. Is what it is. Because even the video is just getting choppy as shit. But yeah, follow Leo on Twitch. Whatever he just said.
Twitch, TikTok, as long as you're under the age of 18 and you're allowed to use those services, just do it.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
But no, Leo, thank you for coming on eventually. And inside joke, we were supposed to record this a day earlier, but somebody decided not to go to sleep the night before.
Yeah, my sleep schedule's fucked right now. So
and then dude, I love you, but don't ever ask if we can start recording at 8 a.m. ever again, okay? Like I woke up to that this morning. I'm like, is this fucker high? Like, no, I'm not waking. Like literally, what woke me up was Steve's text. I was like, what the? I would hate to see what this thing would be like at 8 a.m. It would just be us. Just I don't fucking care.
My mouth on coffee.
Yeah. But no, Leo, thank you for coming on, man.
This thanks for doing this. It was fun.
Yeah, you guys are my favorite, so I had a good time.
Appreciate you,
so
bro.
sweet.
And hopefully House Rules will get back up and at some point, and we can do that show because I was really looking forward to it. But
for sure, yeah. If I don't go to Austin, House Rules is on.
While things are still happening, check out Leo's open mic at Zen West every Monday in Baltimore, Towson, right off of York Road. Check that out.
Starts at 6:30 p.m. Right?
Yeah. All right. So Leo, thank you again. Steve, another one in the can.
Easier.
You have been listening to the Two Joke Minimum podcast. Thank you for listening. Bye.
Love you.
Bye. Check out Leo on Twitch.
Ta-ta.
Thank you for listening to the Two Joke Minimum podcast. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe.